Since 1947, the World Affairs Council has become the preeminent global stage for world leaders and the public to inform, engage, and debate the most important issues of our time. It's your world. Get to know it.
I think one of the things, we all know that everything is made in China today, including words in the English language. This word, informatization, is a word we should all learn. Informatization is a noun. You can also use it as a verb. But it is basically the Chinese description of how they want to put, rather like Henry IV in France, who wanted a chicken on every table on the weekend, the Chinese want to have, the government actually wants to have, a mobile phone in every hand, both hands, and a broadband connection in every home. So this is not a sort of Soviet-style, lock up the phone kind of mentality, which did exist in China until as late as, one can say, the late 80s or even early 90s, where you had to have a waiting list for a phone, etc. China's actually embraced technology and is actually realizing this is key. The knowledge economy is really a key plank to the government's legitimacy, actually. Knowledge economy does not equal information society. Another key plank that we should look at in the Chinese government's policy is the 5-year plan. Now, it sounds very boring to look at a musty 5-year plan, but next month we will see at the National People's Congress in Beijing the unveiling of the 12th 5-year plan. Actually, it's already been unveiled by the Communist Party back in the fall. But basically, this is elevating culture as a pillar industry in the Chinese economy. What that means is that the Chinese government is putting huge amounts of resources now behind the international expansion of, Chinese culture, whether that be through Confucius Institutes, of which there is a proliferation across the US, across Europe, across, let's not forget, Africa, Latin America, which are key trading partners for China. Or it could be also the expansion of state media. So China Central Television is now available 24 hours a day in English, Arabic, French, Spanish, Russian. And of course, this is all state-driven attempt. The culture, exportation of culture is something that's driven by the state.
Google first got upset when it discovered that its source code was stolen. And that's a true statement from all I can tell. And the question was how and who and why, and attribution, as the head of the NSA once said to us Silicon Valley guys when I was talking with him, he goes, give me some tools to figure out attribution and then we can get upset about something. Meaning that in the cyber world, you can't get upset unless you know who did it. When missiles are flying over the North Pole, you can tell where they came from. When cyber attacks happen, you have no idea where they're coming from. But Google knew something was wrong. They had their suspicions. And like a court case, you might not win the court case, but you know what was happening. And, there was, a number of different things that happened. I won't go into why. I mean, you can probably guess why Gmail accounts were looked at and things like that. Let's say there were certain groups of people that the Chinese government maybe wanted to look at, but Google accepted when they first went into China that there would be certain things that they would filter or censor, however you want to say it, and they decided that because of this and other things that just wasn't the right way to do things anymore. And Google, in its own ways about and primarily driven by Sergey, said this can't continue anymore. We're going to make a stand. We're going to make a statement, and here's how we're going to do it. And I really do think that we're talking about smart people. They don't do things that look dumb by accident. They do things because they have very specific purposes in mind.